Gary, I don't know if you and the guys in the locker room maybe even saw this or not, but earlier in the week, CFL was posting that they did a simulation. And I think they gave you guys a 3 point. Okay, I think you
I
saw
did
it.
see it,
But
yeah,
3.4% chance of winning the Grey Cup.
I almost unfollowed the CFL page when I seen that, honestly. I don't even know how you get those simulations or what goes into that, but for us, they still gave us a chance. In our locker room, we believe in ourselves. We know that feeling we had when they came to us and they beat us on our home field. It kind of felt like a playoff game. And then they beat us last year in the West Final. So we know what we kind of need to do and how we feel about ourselves going into this game.
Did you guys talk about that in the locker room at all when you guys saw
Nah.
that post? No.
Nah.
As a defensive back, you see that the Bombers are missing Dalton Schoen tomorrow, Nick Dembski and Rasheed Bailey, game time decisions.
Yeah.
Just what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, at the end of the day, whenever you're missing one of your big time players, like even the game when we didn't have Hatch against Calgary, you feel it, but other guys has to step up. So for them, I don't know what their mindset is in their locker room. At the end of the day, those are 2,000-yard receivers, so they mean a lot to their team. But just for me and then my mindset is been in the league 8 years. I've never been to the Grey Cup, so whether they're playing, whether they're not, I'm super focused going into this game, and all I care about is getting a win no matter who's out there.
Having two former Bombers in your secondary, Mike Jones, Marcus Hales, is that helpful at all?
In a way, we don't really talk about like little necks or little things that Zach likes to do or the receivers. Marcus has been with us for a while now, and then this is Mike Jones, his first year with us. He kind of got thrown onto the field because of injuries. So we don't really talk about those things, but I guess personally for those guys, they played with Zach. They played with a lot of those receivers, so they know like a lot of like techniques that they like to use or different things that they like to use. But at the same time, I've played against Zach and these same receivers for the last couple of years, so we all know each other. So at the end of the day, I don't think that really matters.
Just last one for me. I asked Keon the same thing. Bombers' chance at a fourth straight Grey Cup. Just what would it mean to you guys to be the team to spoil that and knock them off?
Just personally for me, I want to leave my mark on this league. I want to leave my mark on this BC Lions organization. We have so many fans that come out to the practice every single day, that comes to the games, supports us, and cares about the moment just as much as we do. So for me, I think about all those things on a daily basis, how much work it goes into this, how much time I spent away from my family, just being with TJ Lee for so long, which is my brother, one of my best friends. So for me, it's not so much about Winnipeg and spoiling it for them. It's just doing it for ourselves, They're in the way of where we're trying to go, and they've been at the top of the mountaintop for the last couple of years. So sometimes you tend to envy that because they've been stopping you for the last couple of years again to where you want to go. But at the end of the day, it's for so much things bigger than just Winnipeg in my mind.
Gary, you were on the injury report this week. For Winnipeg fans, can you tell us exactly how you'll be limited tomorrow, if at all?
Won't be limited. I'm ready to go. At the end of the day, they were just being precautious the first couple of days. I could have went out there and practiced, no problem. But they were just being precautious. Rick's always doing a great job of taking care of our body. But tomorrow's the Western Conference Final. If you lose, you go home, and you can treat and recover and do whatever else you need to do. But it's time to get on that field and play if you can.
Can I ask you about your season? Because there were some smart people who were saying, this guy might be the most outstanding defensive player in the West.
Yeah. Just for me, I pride myself in trying to be the best that I can. I'm always in a competitive mindset, whether that's making a play on the field or even just being on the field. I pride myself in playing through everything, trying to be out there for my teammates. I don't want to see anybody in my spot, whether it sounds selfish or not, and I want to be able to help my team as much as I can. So for me, I just pride myself in being able to be out there all the time and then playing press, being able to tackle, doing everything that my coaches asked me to do as a DB, and then study a lot of the different films on ways I can get better. So for me, it's not something that I just woke up and said I'm the best DB in the CFL, because I pay my respect to the guys before me and the guys who's learned the game. And you have to play through it for a while before you understand even the position out here in the CFL, because it's a yard off the ball, so many different techniques that you have to learn. So for me, just where I am in my game now and just watching everybody, that's what makes me feel like I'm the best. And just knowing that I'm always available, I'm never going to miss a game is another reason why I say that. But that's just in my head. I don't care what anybody else thinks, My coach thinks I'm the best, My teammates thinks I'm the best, and That's all I care about.
And can I ask you about the challenge that a guy like Kenny Lawler presents?
Oh yeah, Kenny. I mean, he's a great player. You know, even when he was here in BC, you know, he had a torn his hamstring and it's black and blue, and you can see he's trying to play through it. He's one of the players that I give that has a dog mentality. You know, I give respect when it's due, and Kenny has definitely earned my respect. You know, he tries to go out there no matter what, plays at one speed all the time. You know, he's super skinny, but he can block. He can do everything you need him to do. You know, and he's just fearless. He's one of those guys that you just go ring on his doorbell. They say, "You want to come outside and play football?" He's ready to go no matter what. So, you know, I've grown that respect to him, but at the same time, I'm that same type of dog. So it's going to be a back and forth. He's going to make plays. I'm going to make plays, and we'll see how it goes.
Thank you.
Gary, you turn 32 later this month. That's older
Yeah,
for a DB.
special.
However, you're arguably playing the best football of your career, right? Second season in a row, you're a CFL All-Star. How have you managed to continue to improve at an age when a lot of defensive backs are kind of shutting it down?
For me, you know, I love football more than just getting like paid to do it or it being my job. You know, I've always grown up wanting to play football, and it's just like for me to be given this opportunity to go out there and do what I love to do every single day. You know, I don't take that for granted at all, because especially with me getting older, you can kind of see like, okay, it may come to an end, whether it's at 33 or whether it's at 40. But whenever it comes to an end, I have a whole life to live after that. So for me, you know, just being from a kid and understanding those moments where I really, really love the game and just growing up, I want to maximize this opportunity and my potential that I can possibly do while I can, so that when it's done and it's over with and I hang it up, I'm comfortable with just walking away from the game and moving on to whatever else life brings me. So, I mean, I'm playing the best I have in my career, but in my mind, I've probably been doing that for the last 3 years. If you cut on the film, my first year, I just didn't have the interception, so I kept dropping the ball. The next year, I got recognized for it, and then this year is just another year of you guys rewarding me for the work that I've been putting in and year out. So, I mean, hopefully I can continue to get better. God has blessed me as well to be able to not be injured, you know. A lot of times, football, you know, a lot of things can happen. So I've been blessed in that for as well. So I hope to go as long as I can and continue to keep getting better, because that's what I strive for.
So the Bombers got first place and had the bye week for the first week of playoffs, but you guys got the bye week before playoffs. So
Right.
what did that mean for you guys? What did that do?
The bye week, it did good for us, you know, just going over all the little things and all the, what's the word I want to say? Just pretty much going over all the things that we did bad throughout the season. Looking at ourselves, self-evaluating, and just becoming better and locking in on ourselves, because we didn't know who our opponent would be early on. And then after those first couple of days, you know, then it's good everybody's healthy because coach is not pushing you too hard. You feel fast, and you're just getting in the mode of the playoffs. So I know for them, you know, the week off, you know, they had a lot of guys that were injured, so it helped their bodies a lot. You know, it probably, I don't want to say it gave us momentum going into this game, because at the end of the day, you know, it's here now. Whether they had a week off and they didn't have to go through the anxiety, the anxiety that we had to go through last week, it's here now, you know. So the pressure, you can only hide from it for so long. So at the end of the day, you're gonna feel that pressure, whether you had the week off or whether you didn't. So tomorrow, I don't think it'll be an advantage for either team, you know. So hats off to them for getting the week off, but I'm glad we made it to this moment.
Thank you.
Gary, it's kind of come up a few times, just different members of the team talking about it. What was that week after the overtime loss to Winnipeg like for you guys?
It was heartbreaking. Even for me personally, a lot of guys, even like TJ, you know, he takes the loss really well. He just looks at life, you know, from a different outlet. But for me, like I said, like I really love football. I really care about this game, and football, winning is everything. So for me, to not only to lose a regular season game, but to kind of feel like you had the grasp of like that first place, and then you lose it right there in front of your eyes, it kind of felt like we lost the West Final again, you know. So for me, you know, the 3 days after the game, you know, you're just down and out, watching the film, just going over everything that you could have did better, but it also motivates you. It makes you that much hungrier that nothing can stand in the way of what we're trying to do, whether it's us playing on the road, whether it's us playing in the cold, whether we have the whole team or not, nothing's going to stand in the way of what we're trying to do, because I never want to feel that feeling again. I know my teammates don't. And some guys haven't felt that before, so you may have needed to feel that, you know, to be better and more technical in this game and more disciplined. So for us, I hope everybody used that as a learning experience. I know I did. And tomorrow, there should be no excuses.